this was sort of a sketch for the third scheme. So this is, quick napkin sketch sort of land here. And in this scheme, we kind of went back to asking ourselves the question of what is a square? What are we trying to do here? And we said, let's really make those edges. Let's be less timid about it and trying to balance it. And do we really go full urban square or not? Let's just do it. And so, it ended up yielding, this scheme where, clearly all four buildings in this case create a really contained space. And there are views in diagonally across the space, but the market hall now pulls itself out, gets much bigger, and has a very prominent front. It aligns itself, creates this big axis basically right down the middle of that public space. And then the other thing we're doing here, it's nice because it breaks up that parking area as well into two zones, which obviously in the future can be additionally developed parcels with other kinds of uses. And it really kind of gives us enough square, I think, that we can create other amenities within it. So a couple of things we're thinking about, this sort of red snake-like thing that's running along the northern edge of the square is a notional sort of play area. So something that's not your conventional playground, but it's an opportunity for kids of all young ages to come and engage with something kind of sculptural and something that is a play structure basically. So creating a place that's safe, well surveilled for parents to let their children play. We also have this notion of a circle and a center. We've literally in this case taken the Plaza del Sol and sort of inscribed that circle and put it in the heart of the open space. And we're thinking of having a water feature in the summer months that would come right out of the paving so that kids can run around and play in the water. And we know, especially on a day like Saturday, that is going to be filled with people, right? And it'll be a great place to come and be safe, hang out with the community, and play with your kids. And then the other thing here is, and I'll just advance to an overhead axon on this, is some sort of a gateway gesture at the eastern side of the square. Now this is all very diagrammatic here. We're trying to keep we don't want to get too specific yet because we want to get your feedback and understand what these things could be and what you would want to see, what represents you. But it just sort of notionally gives you this idea of a gateway in. And it could even have some small kiosks or retail opportunities at either side of it. And it kind of closes down that eastern edge of the square. And then the market hall here, it's really, again, a diagram, it's a sketch. The shape and form of it could be anything. This is a little more traditional with a sort of central, open space, skylights down the middle, and a lot of openings, a lot of overhead doors. So there's that real sense of a center. The other buildings form the context; they form the backdrop, and these are buildings that are going to house the Tech and Workforce Development Center, mixed-use commercial office and so forth in this building, and a mix of things similarly with retail in this building and the market hall. So, they're kind of the background buildings that will be well detailed, but create that sense of enclosure. So the square is really the focus. You can see how we changed the form here just to show you kind of another possibility for the market hall. This would be a giant sort of barrel dome basically, barrel arch. With sort of dormers, for each of those openings as an idea. And this is looking at it, basically that's 185th, so we're looking at it from the west, looking down, towards the east, towards Mount Hood at high level.